Hi, this is Travis Van Black, and I'm here today to talk about the use of cell phones in schools and some of the problems that you could face and some of the benefits of using them. And hopefully, through this information, I might be able to encourage you to use cell phones. But if you don't use them, I could understand why you would feel a little hesitant about it. Let me just go through it and we'll see what we can do. First of all, the popularity of cell phones. In 2013, 78% of teens had a cell phone. So nearly 8 out of 10 kids in the classroom could have a cell phone. So to say that they don't have one anymore, or only half the class, that you're going to be leaving certain kids out, just like anything else, you can always have students buddy up if you're using them for different types of reasons. 47% of the kids who have cell phones have smartphones. In 2011, only 23% of the students had smartphones. So you can see the drastic number going up. I mean, it seems like everyone in my high school already has an iPhone. 1 in 4 teens are mostly internet users, which means whenever they're trying to find information, 25% of the kids only use the internet on their phone. These numbers are increasing with each passing year. There are more and more studies being done on cell phone use with teens. It's not going to go away anytime soon, if ever, unless there's something cooler that comes out that we don't even know about yet. Cell phones are here to stay. Problems schools are having with cell phones. So these are real world problems that we do have that we have to address. Ringing phones in class, you still will get that from time to time, not near as much. And 10 years ago when I was going through college, it happened all the time. Kids are way more savvy now. Texting to cheat on tests. If you look at the little picture here, it says, hey, number 5 is B. It says, are you sure 5 is C? I Googled it. So they've already figured it out on their phone. So cheating on tests, you can use your phone to do that. Photos taken to tests to help other students in the next classes. Inappropriate pictures taken at schools and then shared. Social media, cyberbullying is always going to be an issue with cell phones. Playing games or using social media when they're supposed to be working. If you're using the cell phones in the classroom, a lot of times they're not going to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. Also, I mean, you got to be careful. These kids can text answers back and forth underneath their desk. They don't even have to look at their phones anymore. They're just that good at doing it. So there are some problems with cell phones. Can schools ban cell phones? Well, courts in New York and New Jersey have supported them in the right to ban cell phones. If there's evidence that there is a disruption, the courts have backed the schools time and time again on banning cell phones. There's a high school near me who just last year banned cell phones completely in the school. There was a big sexting scandal going down, and rather than to fight it anymore, they just completely banned them. There are benefits of cell phones in schools. It's not all negative. Parents can always be in contact with their child. You never know when there's a family emergency or they need to let their child know that you need to ride home on the bus, etc. So the parents do have that ability to contact their kid. Students have a device to use in case of an emergency situation. Someone else is hurt, a school intruder, whatever the case may be. They will have that on them. Camera phones can be useful for slow note takers. You can take pictures on the board of certain math formulas, etc. Camera phones can also take pictures and videos that can help with school projects, whether it be a computer class. Even my history classes require certain things on there that have to be real world, real time, and they're able to take those with their cell phone. They can use the internet on their phone when computers are not available. I've used this before. Rather than going down to the library and check out 20 computers for my class, sometimes I'll just let them Google a few questions that we may have rather than go down and get those. Various educational apps can help enhance student learning. For history, you have apps like This Day in History, etc. I know there's a ton of math apps out there. They can help teachers as well. Do students need cell phones in schools to maximize their learning? Well, in the 2009 Speak Up survey, they found a survey that they did with high school students Here's one particular quote that they took from the study that I felt very, very interesting. Students, regardless of community, demographic, socioeconomic backgrounds, gender, and grade, tell us year after year the lack of sophisticated use of emerging technology tools in schools is in fact holding back their education and in many ways disengages them from learning. They want the technology, they need the technology. It's a school's responsibility to help enhance their learning by getting that technology in their hands. Are there more ways to do it than cell phones? Absolutely. But the cell phone is that student-owned technology that most of them already have. And if you don't have it within a school, let them use it. Improving students' attitudes towards learning is extremely important. If kids aren't happy, they're probably not learning. Let them use that stuff. Cell phones are and will be important in the workforce for the years to come. I use mine daily. I don't like writing stuff on my calendar. I'd much rather put it in my phone where it reminds me. Any kind of job, from the President of the United States all the way down to any common labor job, you're using cell phones to contact each other, clients, whatever the case may be. What schools should be doing to make sure cell phones are being used properly? Okay, first of all, there needs to be a written educational policy on cell phone use in schools that lays out what is acceptable and what is not. If you have something that comes up that's not within that policy, add it. Okay, you got to make sure you have that policy in place. It's going to be there to help you when any kind of situation comes up. Within the policy, there needs to be clear punishments for the violations of that policy, whether first offense be taking it till the end of the day. Second offense could be them turning it in at the start of the school day every day for a week. Third time, it's banned from school. Whatever the case may be, it needs to make sure that it is available and the kids know exactly what is expected of them. Schools should continuously educate students on cyber citizenship, what they should be doing online, how they're supposed to be doing it. You got to keep kids up to date on the newest laws and different things like that, especially when it comes to sharing inappropriate pictures. They can really mess up their lives at age 16. We also need to train teachers and administrators how to spot misuse of cell phones. It's hard to do. It's hard to tell if a student's tweeting about, whatever's going on in class, or tweeting something inappropriate, or are they actually using their phone to look up stuff that they need. The neat little picture here is why you really need to have a policy in place. The student says, "Let me call you back. The teacher's distracting me." So cell phones can cause problems, but if you have a strict policy in place, I think that there are a lot of things that they can be good for. Cell phones and social media. There are many benefits of schools using social media. Teachers can post assignments for students who may have missed class, so if they're not there that day, they may still be able to get that assignment. Schools can promote activities and gain feedback. The students can know what time they're leaving for baseball. They're leaving at 2:30 today, leaving early. If they forget, they don't have to ask the teacher 14 times. It's already on the computer for them. Teachers can communicate with the parents individually or have a course page that shows parents what's going on in the class, like a Facebook page on American history. Parents know exactly what's going on in class, where they're at in the chapters. They don't have to ask for that information. It's just readily available, and the students know where that information's at to gain as well. Teachers can tweet reminders of topics for the upcoming test. American government, executive branch, reminder, executive branch will be on your test tomorrow. Know the powers that they have and the checks and balances. I've done this before, reminding students that follow me that, reminder, you got a test tomorrow, make sure that you study. And a lot of times I will get positive feedback from them thanking me that they had already forgotten about it a few hours later. Continuing on, cell phones and social media. They brought in pen pals back to life. Pen pals have kind of died off in the elementary levels. Having friends across the country, sometimes across the world. It's zero cost. You can tweet back and forth with other classrooms. Teachers can network with other teachers from across the globe, using it for research purposes on Facebook, Twitter. You can contact military veterans if you're doing that for a class. Contact colleges. You can create surveys that can be used. So many different things that you can do that can really be beneficial. No need to return to that locker. I get sick and tired of kids constantly needing to go back to their locker because they forgot their calculator or their notebook or their pencil. Well, now we can fix that with a cell phone. They can use the calculator on their phone. They can take notes on their phone. They can audio record lectures with their phone. They can take pictures of graphs and charts on the board. If they forgot, their notebook, they can take that down. They can save their work on Google Docs and just share it with the teacher. They can read books on their phone. They don't have to return to their locker to get their book anymore. They can use the calendar on their phone as a planner. So there's lots of different things the students can do with their cell phone other than just texting and tweeting and Facebook, etc. There are a lot of little tools within that phone that can really be useful. Just as a final thought, you can make it work. You just have to have really clear expectations. You must follow through with discipline early. You can't let them think that you're going to let them get away with whatever they want. If you attempt to take a phone and students resist, do not fight it. Just send them to the office. It only takes a couple of times before you can nip that in the butt where the students are just going to give up the fight. I require them, when they have them, to put on the right corner of their desk. They're not to touch it, look at it, do whatever until I've given them permission. All right, it's time to start looking up something on the internet. Time to do this. They can ask if they can use it for different tools, calculator, whatever, and I do allow that, but they have to ask. During tests, they have to leave them on the desk, or I have a Tupperware bucket that they can put it in. I record what type of phone each student has, color, make, model, whatever they want to have to identify it, just in case someone else tries to take their phone or claim their phone as their own. I have that information. Or if it comes up later missing in someone else's class, I also have that to help other teachers out. They do also like to bring dummy phones, so it's really good from the very beginning to know exactly what kind of phone that they're using. If you can't beat them, join them. Use it. You can really make it a beneficial part of your classroom. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's going to be very difficult to make sure that they're using that phone for educational purposes and not just to be Snapchatting with their friends or vining, making fun of you in class, which very well could happen. As we continue to educate our students and we try to keep them involved and keep them caring about their education, we got to get the technology out there. Try it. If it doesn't work, you can always get rid of it and go back to the way you were. But I challenge you to try it, and I really think that you'll like it. So, thank you.